What's up, good people? Y'all know what time it is. Well, it's usually Tuesday night, but we here on Thursday night, special edition, playoff edition, AA Sports, straight sports notation. It's me, half of the team, Diego Barista.
It's your boy All Hate, the second A in AA Sports, and today the NFL schedule was released. And my boys are winning week one. I know that.
Y'all ain't winning shit.
What's good with you, homie?
I can't call it. What's going on?
Playoffs, man. Playoffs. Yes. Sitting here watching the Cavs bullshit. They just refuse to play defense, but maybe the NBA pushed that button to get 5 games, or they just going to hawk these boys down.
When we said that, I mean, I said at the beginning of the series, they're going to end up throughout these playoffs dropping games throughout some of these lesser series that they shouldn't drop because of their defense, and they're going to extend some of these teams that they should be sweeping. They're going to be pushing it out 4 or 5 games or 5 or 6 games, and that's going to catch up with them in the long run more than likely.
It's just amazing. I mean, they really don't seem to give a shit about defense right now. I mean, they really don't. And they were damn good in the finals at defense, but, you know, maybe they just need Golden State for motivation. Maybe.
That and, you know, it took a lot to get them to where they were last year defensively.
Yeah.
They really don't have individual defensive players. You look at Kyrie, you look at Love. Them ain't really defensive guys. J.R. Smith has stepped his defense up. Well, but he ain't been.
Shump really only one, but he's subpar now.
Yep. And then you got Tristan, who slacked off a little bit. So you combine.
That's not Tristan's fault, though. He got the Kardashian on him.
He even brought that whole curse to the whole team, maybe.
Sounds good. All right, people, we're going to start with open bar tonight. And my open bar goes, we're going to give a toast to the homie Colin Kaepernick for being selected as one of Time Magazine's most influential people. That's a good look. That was your old quarterback. What you think, homie?
I thought it was a good look when they put him on the cover of the magazine about a month or so after, you know, all the controversy started around him kneeling. But that speaks a lot. It says a lot, you know, to the naysayers who were more concerned. Right on, I hate to say it's a broken record, but more concerned about how him and just people in general of color protest versus focusing in on, well, let's listen and see what they're protesting about instead of just dismissing it basically because we don't like the way that they did it.
Right.
If we go on the streets and riot, they mad. If we talk calmly to people, they mad. We go meet with people, they mad. If we kneel, they mad. So it's not really about how you protesting because you're mad about every form of protest.
Right.
You want to address the actual issue. So good shout out to Time. Good looking.
And the sad part is the NFL should be big up in this because this is an active NFL player selected for something like this. But, of course, that's kind of swept under the rug. The NFL got other shit they're dealing with this week. Aaron Hernandez ended his life on Wednesday. Didn't see that one coming. Didn't see that one coming at all.
Yeah, I don't really understand. First of all, I don't believe he committed suicide. Just for the simple fact, I mean,
they closed that case real quick today, didn't they?
You beat a double murder. All right, you get a new lawyer that helps you beat the double murder. Mind you, in case people y'all didn't know, this new lawyer that he had, I think his last name is Baez, same cat that got Casey Anthony off. All right,
that's the chick who killed her kids, right?
Yeah, down in Florida, I believe.
Yeah.
So, you got a lawyer like that. He done got her off. He done got you off on a double, and he's finna work on trying to get your appeal for the Odin Lloyd murder. It just don't see why you would, at this point, take your life.
Right.
Now, what I think may have happened, I just think either the people, the two guys that he allegedly killed in that SUV, either some of their people after the non-guilty verdict, had somebody on the inside get at him, or more than likely his ex-friend, which was a star witness in that case, where his testimony ended up being probably the key piece that actually ended up getting Aaron acquitted. I think he may have had something to do with it more than likely, as far as pressing that button and maybe getting him off, because he was very upfront about wanting him killed. I can't remember his name, but it's the guy that he shot in the face.
Gotcha.
Shot in the face. So that's my theory on it. It is a little bit disturbing to me, though, some of the things that I'm seeing and hearing on social media. We put up a post on the AA Sports page, and it got flooded with a lot of responses, but there was like this overwhelming response as if all the things that Aaron had didn't happen. And I was really surprised at that. Then I also was a little taken aback by, some people were calling it a tragedy and saying it was sad and whatnot, and people was going off on that end. But I really think they're just looking at it just on the surface.
Yeah.
I'm saying it's a sad and it's a tragic situation. I don't care how you look at it if you're being grown up about it, because that man had a 4-year-old daughter. He had family. Yeah. And now
that's the tragedy of it.
That's the tragedy of it. That's the sad.
That's the tragedy, but then also to me, the tragedy is that man wasted his life.
Yeah,
if you really look at the circumstances he came from, going to Florida, working under that excellent coach, getting drafted late off your off going to England, taking $40 million like a year or two before he got in this murder mess. Like $40 million. The Patriots don't pay people like that. And he was on his way. That if anything, this should be a cautionary tale to people. But, I'm not surprised about the stuff you're seeing on social media. I'm not surprised at the women talking about him being fine. That just speaks to where they are mentally. And, it's just you can't quantify the stuff you see on social media. It's sad to me.
No,
you really can't. It's sad.
There was a couple of times when I started to reply, and I'm just like, no, I'm not.
No, can't even take the bait. It's clickbait. That's all it is.
That's all. That's all it pretty much was. Now, I seen something today came out saying that they are donating his brain to Boston University, which is the university that has been from the start doing the CTE testing for a lot of these NFL players. People going off about that. Again, looking at it on the surface. Yeah, it's not going to help bring his life back or any other people back. But
it might save a life, though.
Yeah, I'm saying we can't just look at it as if, they trying to claim he had CTE to justify the killings. No, it's no. You have to look at it.
People.
You got to look at it way further than that.
No, people.
You know what I'm saying?
They're going to put that man's brain on that scanner, and you know what's going to show up on the damn screen? Wild animal. That's what's going to show up on that screen, because that's Aaron, because he was crazy. He was crazy. But that ain't got shit to do with him being a killer or whatever. But at the end of the day, the man's dead. His daughter's without a father. It is what it is. It's damn shame, really. Damn shame.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea for them to test it.
Oh, yeah. They should test all of them.
Yeah, so they can start getting the data. Because I don't think at his age he was suffering from it.
No.
But if you can get that data and maybe see if there was some early traces of it and compare that with other, with other specimens, it could go a long way. Because, everything is still kind of early in this research phase of CTE. So I think that'll go a long way in helping that. So we gotta look at this long term.
Yeah, that's the best way to look at it.
Yeah.
But tough situation. They went to the White House, though. Well, a few of them went. So on to the playoffs. We're going to start off. We kind of were touching on it the other night. We ain't got to go too deep into Chicago and Boston. Chicago is up 2 games to none. Looking at the stats from this, Boston missed a lot of shots, and their team just has not shown up. You basically got veterans showing up and doing work, and you got the people who have not played much in the playoffs coming up short. That's pretty much the story of it. But do you think it's over? Oh, is that the flush? That's a dope sound effect.
Hey man, I ain't saying it's over.
That's dope.
I ain't saying it's over. But hey, it's just about as close as over you can get. Now we're still talking about the Bulls, so they could easily fall back into a lapse.
Cause they balled on the road.
Exactly.
They going home.
They're going home without the 2 games. So it's going to be very difficult for and I ain't even really looked at the numbers, but it's going to be very difficult for Boston to basically win 4 out of the next 5 games, with 3 of them being on the road.
Man, it's a deceiving stat when you look at the rebounds. They both have 49 total boards, and 11 of them were offensive. That you would think they were getting killed on the boards. They got Robin Lopez looking like an all-star center with 16 and 10 a game. But I was thinking about this while I was looking at these numbers. For what Boston needs, they need somebody to board. Because I looked at the 100 free agents. Ain't nobody out there that's going to help them. Nobody. Even with them draft picks, ain't no real bigs coming out this year that's going to board. This is pretty much it. Right what they got as far as bigs. And they got hey, man.
I mean, Al Horford is going to be they big for the foreseeable future. Now, come this summer.
11 points, 11 boards, 5 assists.
Because I think, this getting eliminated first round, if that go ahead and if that happens, that's going to cause Danny Ainge to make some wholesale changes, I believe. Because, I mean, they're getting exposed. Yeah, it's one thing to go regular season, you win 50 games or so. But, you catching teams off back-to-backs. You got travel. There's a lot of different factors going in the regular season. Come playoff time, I'm going to tell you the real. And you said it. I said it. Plenty of people have said it. You can't go too far with a 5'9" dude as your best player. And
it's just not going to happen.
And no other go-to scorers.
Amir Johnson is averaging 3 points and 2 boards a game. And that's your starting center. I tell you what, if what they said is true and they refuse to give up Jay Crowder to get Jimmy Butler, that's going to come back to haunt Danny Ainge this summer, but they got a chance to turn it around. What about your boy Marcus Smart?
Wild animal. Wild animal. And that's the frustration that kicks in with a team like this when you got a lot of hotheads. I mean, you start flipping off your own fans.
Right, at home.
But you know what? That's Boston. I think Boston is one of them fan bases and one of those crowds where whoever he was flicking off, shit, if it was a Boston fan, it could have very well been a Chicago fan.
Very well.
A Boston fan. They kind of like that back and forth. They cut from a different cloth, so I don't think that would even faze them very much. They'll be right back out there cheering them on the next game if they can turn it around. But he can't do that on the court.
Well, these fans are drinking that Kool-Aid going into the playoffs. Like, yeah, we got the number 1 seed. I'm baffled. The way Cleveland went in there and humbled them like a week before the playoffs, that should have told them they weren't necessarily what they need to be. And I want to say Chicago had a winning record against them in the regular season. I want to say. But,
Chicago actually had a winning record against a lot of the better teams. I want to say they swept Cleveland. I
think they beat them 3 out of 4 times.
Was it 3-1? Okay.
Yeah. So, and Rondo, oh my God, he is turning back the clock.
He is. When that's the Rondo. When that Rondo is engaged and playing like that, he's a leader. You know what I'm saying? He's a floor general. But when that wild animal Rondo come out like that cat that was in Dallas that quit, it's a totally different dude.
I ain't gonna never forget that. That dude cost himself at least $50 million. That one series, at least $50 million. But Game 3 prediction.
When is Game 3?
I don't think they're going to get them. They're going to win a game. It's going to be Game 4.
Nah, if they don't win Game 3, they're getting swept.
I just see Chicago's crowd being so turned. I mean, it's possible. We'll see.
I'm saying, when is the game?
Tomorrow.
It's tomorrow.
Yeah. So I want to say the funeral was today for Isaiah's sister.
That's what I'm trying to. That's what I'm trying to kind of piece together. Because I know he left after the last game to go home.
Yeah.
I'm trying to determine, when is he coming back? When is the funeral? Because I know they said they had it on hold. So it was going to be today.
Yeah, I believe the funeral was today, but I'm not expecting. Even if he has a ball out game, it's going to be on the road. If it was at home, I figure that emotion might carry them. The problem is you ain't got a lot of shot makers. You just don't.
Right.
And you going on the road. They up 2-0. That crowd in Chicago ain't had a meaningful playoff game in what, 2-3 years?
Oh yeah, they're gonna be in trouble. And if Isaiah's not on his A game, which I don't expect him to be.
Shit, he had 33 in game 1. That was a game, and they lost.
But I'm looking at the travel from Boston to Washington State.
Yeah.
2 days ago.
Yeah.
All right, you're there for a couple of days. You got the funeral today. That's emotion. That's energy.
Right.
And you got to turn around and get back on the plane and go cross country again to play a game tomorrow.
And 9 times out of 10, that's their captain. The whole team probably went.
Yeah, depending on what the team. I wonder what the team did about whether they probably let all of them go. Because that's a pretty far trip.
Yeah, it is. I know Avery went. I didn't know they'd known each other since they were 12 years old. But
okay.
He said so. I know he went. But I'm pretty sure a good contingent of them players went.
Right.
At least.
Right.
But you're right. That's a good bit of travel. You're right.
If you got all right, so I'm only thinking in terms of Isaiah traveling. So now if you got half the team traveling,
right,
and that's gonna be tough.
Right. All right, we can move on to the Hawks and Wizards. The Hawks are down 2-0 in this series. I tell you one thing that happened. Paul Millsap changed the complexion of that game. He talked all that MMA stuff a couple days before because they called a foul on almost every damn play. Almost every play of that game. Slowed that game up something awful.
Okay.
But at the end of the day, Wizards got better play. They got John Wall, got Bradley Beal, got better players. What you think?
Same thing that happened first game happened in second game. We didn't shoot well from three-point land, and we did not close out good or play good in the fourth quarter. The Hawks have been in both of these games, especially game 2. So, they right there. It's just a matter of a turnover here, there, fourth quarter, bad shot, missed shots.
It always seemed like at the end of the third. It always seemed like that. It's like we'll get like 2 or 3 missed shots in a row. Then they gone. Next thing you know, that's 10, 12 points in a row. And we can't recover. Exactly. We just can't recover from that. But I got a question for you. Have you seen number 8 for the Hawks?
Dwight?
Right. He only had 4 personal fouls. He only played 20 minutes last night.
Yeah, I noticed Bud just completely took him out of the game last
right.
night. Basically fourth quarter yesterday. His numbers are down in the playoffs. He's only averaging, I want to say I saw 6 points. 6 points, 10 boards, down from 15 points, 13 boards, I believe, regular season. So, we've talked about it. I don't think they used Dwight properly. Not that I thought that coming in, Dwight was going to be the 25-point-a-game scorer that he was in Orlando, but I thought he could give you 18 and 15, but he doesn't get opportunities. He's out there to basically hit screens and rebound.
If they're going to take him out the game now, if they're taking him out the game and we're getting killed on the boards, I'm concerned about that because Martin Gortat is killing us. He's playing the physical role in the middle of the game, bowling people, dunking. He's giving them about 14 and 10 a night and about 2.5 blocks. We got to have something to combat that because if we're going small with Paul Millsap and Muscala, we ain't gonna get no boards.
It's not gonna work.
It's not gonna work. And Sap had 27, 10, and 4 last night. 14 of it came from the free throw line. And Morris didn't play much of that game at all. He only played 20 minutes, had 5 fouls.
Yeah, so I didn't see the first half, but because I came in second half of the game and I was like, damn, where's Markieff at? Did he get hurt or something? But I seen him on the bench, but allegedly he was in foul trouble.
Yeah, he was in foul trouble. Otto Porter was in foul trouble.
So apparently Millsap.
And Dennis is
So, yeah, apparently Millsap's complaining did some good because we got some foul calls. But even the first game, and John Wall said it, I didn't even realize he was bitching. We shot, 37 and 43 free throws with like they 17. So it wasn't like that.
Yeah.
It wasn't like we was getting beat up and not getting calls. We still shot about 20-plus more free throws than they did. So we got to do better from long range, and we got to cut down on those turnovers.
Hardaway had a good night in 7. Dennis having a damn good series. 25 points, 8 assists a night. He's having a damn good series. Prince is giving you something. It's just we're coming up short. It's like you said, we're right there. We're just coming up short.
I don't like that second unit. The second unit doesn't have point guard. Running Bays or Hardaway as the point guard, that's not working.
Right.
So, you got Calderon, you got Delaney. Obviously, he don't trust Delaney because I don't think we would have had to pick up Calderon if he really trusted Delaney.
Right.
Now he ain't even really playing Calderon. So something got to shake right there. I say get Delaney another shot.
Yeah, if anything, if we're trying to manufacture points, Calderon can shoot a jumper, but to not be playing him at all, the home crowd. We normally do playoff games. The home crowd does show up, so they got to win game 3. They don't win game 3. I think that's a wrap in 4 games.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, we'll get 1 or 2.
I'm gonna go with the home team and say they're gonna pull out game 3.
I think we can get that.
All right, next on our list, we're gonna move to the Warriors in Portland. It ain't really much to say about this. If you look at the box score and what went on with that game, Portland got their ass kicked. I'm gonna tell you, Portland has 2 good players. I mean, I'm not gonna shit on them. They got 2 players who are really good, and they got a couple other guys who are okay. But if your 2 stars combined for 23 points, 9 boards, 2 assists, and 9 turnovers, and 1 of 7 from 3, you're not even going to be close in the game. It's just not going to happen. And I'm kind of bothered by the 2 assists from them 2 combined, and CJ had the 2. You got to get more. I mean, some type of playmaking. You're right.
That's the sound of the broom.
Yes, you're right. That's all day.
But
all day.
Well, speaking to their assists, neither one of them are really high assist guys. They more scores.
No, I get high assists. When I look at high assists, I'm thinking 10 to 11. But the 2 of them, you can't get 5 assists apiece.
Yeah,
and you got the ball in your hand.
They at least have 5 or 6, right? They had 2 combined.
They had 2 combined, and CJ had them.
Right. Now, we gotta. I guess we can't just look at the box score on that because how many times were they get an assist and how many shots were missed?
That's possible.
The other cats ain't making no shots either.
I tell you, man, you look at some of the way these teams are constructed. Well, they're missing the big kid in the middle. I believe that would have helped them because he was coming on strong down the stretch, helped them get in the playoffs. Right. But yeah, they gonna get swept. Golden State. Clay had another subpar game. Steph went 6 of 18, but still had 19, 6, and 6. KD didn't play. They don't necessarily need him. He what was that, a calf strain or something with him that night? They ain't got to play him another game this series. They will be swept. They got 15 points, 5 boards from Lavelle off the bench. JaVale.
Yeah, he had a good game the other night.
Yeah. Draymond filling up the stat sheets again. They rolling.
That is one series that damn, they are really trying to walk these cats down. Update of the Cleveland Indiana game.
Yeah.
Oh, that series. By the time we go on air next Tuesday, people, that series will be over.
Yeah. Golden State will be cool and waiting on the winner of the next series we're about to discuss. OKC and the Rockets. The Rockets are up 2-0. And this was a controversial game last night. You know what? That was a tough fourth quarter to watch. Russell Westbrook had 51 points, 10 boards, 13 assists, and only 4 turnovers, surprisingly. But that fourth quarter, he took 18 shots and made 4. As much as I can look at this and be like, damn, I was watching that game. His team just really isn't that good. They're They're really not that good.
He lost trust in them because he went to the
He
bench
did.
in that little stretch in the third quarter. They were up 12, and then
Yep.
90 seconds later, the lead was down to 3.
Yep.
Fourth quarter, he said, "Fuck it."
Right.
Yeah, I win or lose it myself.
Right.
So that's just I think I picked OKC in this series, thinking they would steal a game in Houston, maybe get a couple games at home and make it a series. We'll see what happens. But it ain't looking good so far. We'll see what happened at home, but they got to play the way they did the first 3 quarters last night, but they got to do it for a full 48 minutes.
And that says a whole lot. If that cat can't go to the bench to get a breather, and they lose a lead left and right like that. Yep. But, you look at stats. Steven Adams had 7 points, 5 boards last night. Well, the series, he's averaging 6 and 6. If I'm not mistaken, they gave him a nice contract this summer. Enes Kanter had 4 points, 1 board last night. So for the series, he's 6 points, 2 boards. Oladipo had another bad shooting night. Robertson came back to earth. And, Grant's giving you 9 points, 5 boards a night. That's it. I mean, I want to say McDermott had a couple shots he had a couple threes last night. But there's no nothing. He has no shooters. Do they have a backup point guard? I want to say they signed the dude who used to play for the Heat. Norris Cole.
I believe they did sign him, but obviously he's not.
Right. But then you turn around and look at the Rockets. We sat there and said this Tuesday night. Them boys are not going to shoot that bad 2 games in a row. You get 21 from Lou Will and 22 from Gordon off the bench, on top of Harden's 35. Clint Capella damn near had it more than what Kanter and Adams had combined last night. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, they
you can sit there and say all you want about Russell giving up on them and just himself, but what do you got to work with?
Yeah, and they don't have a backup point guard. I mean, they got Norris Cole. He obviously doesn't play. They got another rookie, Samaji Christian. Yeah, they don't have a backup point guard, basically. And like you said, Enes Kanter.
They have a backup shooter? I can't even think of a wing that comes off the bench.
They got what they got out there. McDermott, Kyle Singler on their bench. He ain't played in I don't know when. Nick Collison. The other Grant boy. Yeah, that's about all they got.
No wing, basically. So it's Robertson and Russell Westbrook and Oladipo. That's your 3-wing rotation. And neither one of these guys can hit a consistent 3.
Other than McDermott, but he can't create his own shot. So that
can't create his own shot.
Like you said, Enes Kanter and Steven Adams and poured them a tall glass.
Tall glass. Because Nene had 7 and 5 last night. 15 on game 1. Nene, I want to say Nene got drafted in like 98, 99, somewhere around there. Mm-hmm. He's old. If he got drafted and traded for Antonio McDyess, he been in the league a long damn time.
Yeah.
A long damn time. But that's all they got. They better win game 3. They don't win game 3, they will get swept. I got a feeling they're going to win game 3, though.
I think they'll win game 3. The home crowd will be into it. Everybody, that's when your road players, they play better at home than they do on the road. So I think they'll take game 3, try to make it a series. But they're going to
they won the rebound battle. They lost the help. Houston had more turnovers. Russell ain't got no help. You can say what you want about Russell. Them 5-on-1 dives. I also think he could have got a lot more foul calls on what he was getting, especially on them 3-point attempts. But, they called that game rather tight too. But, hey, got to win game 3.
Yep.
All right, last one we can discuss quickly. The Clippers and Utah are tied at 1 game apiece. Clippers showed up the other night, played a really good game. I just feel like even if they had the big kid in the middle, Gobert, scoring is their issue. I haven't seen a lot of Utah games. I ain't even going to sit here and flex with the people. I ain't seen a lot of Utah games. But looking at this team and how they're constructed, I don't see where all the scoring came from. Joe came back to earth.
They're a half-court team.
Yeah.
They're kind of a throwback team.
Yeah.
they're not here to run up and down the floor, launch threes, score 115 points. That ain't really their style. Of course, Gordon Hayward is their leader. Gobert hold it down in the middle. Then they got solid vets like Boris Diaw, Joe Johnson, Derek Favors come off the bench. George Hill's there. Good young dude like Rodney Hood. So they kind of get their scoring from a lot of different places. Finally got their numbers up here. Yeah, nobody averaged over 20. So it's a little bit of help coming from everywhere. But yeah, this is the battle to see who's gonna get their ass whooped by Golden State next round.
They pulled off game one. Joe had a good game. Joe came back to life 6 and 15 because there's probably more attention on him in this game as well. But Blake gave the Clippers 24 and 5, DeAndre 18 and 15, Chris Paul 21 and 10. They still have not had a good game from Redick or Jamal Crawford this series, and are from neither one of them.
They're gonna need their shooting on the road.
Yeah,
this is the first time Utah have been in the playoffs in quite a while, so their crowd is gonna be ready.
They did what they were supposed to do. They got the split. Now they get to go home. So the Clippers are not out of the woods yet at all. I want to say they said Gobert won't play game 3. Okay. I want to say they said that already. So, it's feasible. It's not like they got blown out. But, like you said, they about to head into a buzzsaw either way. So that's all I got on the recap games. We're currently looking at the Cavs and the Pacers, and they are slowly walking them down.
You see this score?
That'll be a tough-ass loss to take right there. I wonder who Paul George is going to blame with this. 5 points. I wonder who he going to blame. What's the score with Toronto and the Bucks?
Oh, it's 57-27.
Bucks?
Bucks up 57-27, 2 minutes.
Oh, damn.
30 seconds to go in before halftime.
Didn't see that one coming.
Yeah. Toronto. Toronto going Toronto.
Yeah. Spurs are gonna win tonight regardless if they're on the road.
Another series that will be over before we go on the air again on Tuesday. Where the broom at?
Yeah,
get him on out.
Hey, I do like Fizdale though. He makes me laugh. I do like him.
He's funny, but he can't go out there and shoot.
Hell no, he can't. Hey, but that comment about Kawhi Leonard bleeding antifreeze, he's a robot. He said that shit tonight. That was hilarious, cuz he's somebody I want to have him checked. I ain't know robots could play.
Oh man.
But yeah. So done with that. What you got left?
I'm looking forward. Let me see what kind of games you got coming up this week. I'm really looking forward to see how Boston is going to play in Chicago tomorrow night. Need the Hawks to get on track. The rest of these series, I think. Well, Toronto and Milwaukee is going to be an interesting series, no matter how this game ends up tonight. Whether they win by 3 or by 30, it's still only one game. The game 4 is going to be the pivotal one.
Yeah.
Toronto dropped that one. That's going to be a first-round loss after this was supposed to be a year that they're supposed to take another step, make another stride, and they've gone backwards. Now, they had some injuries and whatnot, but they're just getting their ass kicked right now. They have no answer for the Greek Freak.
Man.
And outside of Lowry and DeRozan, they don't have anybody really contributing any scoring.
Well, damn, did they sign Damari Carroll to be a defensive stopper like a year or so ago? Somewhat of a defensive stopper. And the funny thing is, this summer, they're going to have to pay Lowry, and they're going to have to pay Serge. So you pretty much going to see the exact same team back next year. The exact same team. Bless their heart.
They need to make. I don't know what they're going to do. They need to make a couple moves. They're going to make a couple moves.
Again, like we like to say, some of these teams ain't got no damn choice. What they say, we got what we got. That's all it is.
Gotta make it work.
All right. Well, people, we're going to head into our last call. And for last call, I want to give it up to the big homie Tiger Woods' career. Tiger had another back surgery apparently yesterday. I honestly thought, I was praying my Tiger prayers.
How many is that?
I really wanted him to.
Huh?
I really want him to catch Jack Nicholson. Jack Nicklaus. That shit ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, I've been gave up on that.
I was waiting on the comeback. I really was. Well, he only needs 4, right? I was waiting.
Jack had what, 18?
Yeah, he got 4. I think he just needed 4, just to tie.
Yeah, he needed 4 to tie because he got 14.
Yeah.
I seen a tweet this morning that was kind of eerie, crazy, whatever you want to call it. But they said this before his dad died, or when he came into golf or something. His dad said he's gonna win 14 majors, and he's at 14, and it looks like that's where he's gonna stay. All right, sorry people, we're having some internet.
It's real, Tiger. It's hard to say goodbye to yesterday.
I mean,
just let it go, B. You got a whole lot of money.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Just go chill somewhere. Get a haircut. Get a haircut first. Then go kick it.
I think if Tiger would have set his ass down to begin with for a year or two, when he first started having them issues, instead of trying to rush back out there, I think he probably would have been all right.
Yeah.
But, I mean, of course, you're a competitor, you're an athlete, you want to get back out there as soon as possible. So it's easy to sit here and play Monday morning quarterback and say in hindsight what may have helped. But
because he won the U.S. Open with a torn ACL. So, he was feeling himself. So
that is true. That is true.
So, but it's a wrap. It's a wrap, Tiger.
All right. Well, that's it, people. We just want to come hit y'all with a quick show right quick. We figured it's the playoffs. We can't afford to wait a week in between shows. There's just too much going on. And like I said, it's a couple of series we expect to be over with by the time we come on next Tuesday. So we couldn't go that whole time without coming and touching the people. So we wanted to come give y'all that little tidbit. Next week we'll come on Tuesday again. We'll have a regular time frame show. We'll continue to talk about playoffs, and we'll go through our last half of our first round of the mock draft. We got the actual draft is finally coming up. After 2 months of talk, the draft is finally coming up. So looking forward to that, definitely.
Yep, that's about it. We will be talking NFL draft next week. Might touch a little bit on the schedule that dropped tonight, but we'll do a little bit more NFL talk next week because, as the homie was saying, a lot of these series are going to be over with by next Tuesday.
Yeah.
So
yep.
It won't be so much basketball we can discuss next week. Some of these guys are probably already making vacation, reservations right now, getting the house put together.
Yeah.
Because they ain't playing for shit.
I'm going to need 3 jet skis. Yeah, 3.
Yeah.
All right. Bet. Yeah, that's it. Exactly. So, hey, tell the people where they can reach you at on social media.
They can reach me at Rike6000. I am talking basketball, sports, all kind of stuff every week. Homie, where they reach you at?
Cool. They can reach me at Diego Barish on Twitter. Also catch our AA Sportscast pages on Twitter at AA Sportscast, and also the Instagram IG page at AA Sportscast. Don't forget, go to YouTube, watch, like, hit that subscribe button, share with your friends as well. Watch as many times as you like. Don't matter. If you want to watch half of it and then come back and watch the other half, do that. So want to make sure you get your content in. Again, holler at us at aasportscast@gmail.com if you have any recommendations or you want to be on the show. So we will holler at y'all on Tuesday. We're going to go, damn, it's a 2-point game. All right, going to go watch the rest of this Cavs game, and we'll see y'all next week. Again, AA Sports, straight sports, no chaser. We out. Peace.